And now for something completely different.
Today we are mostly going to be assembling and installing a drill press. When will it arrive? Yes, that's a damn good question. I ordered it in the beginning of March. I cheated, I got some bits out already. Said it would be delivered by March the 7th. Kept saying it would be delivered by March the 7th. Kept saying it was out for shipping. Never turned up, so around May the 7th I decided to give Home Depot a call. Apparently it never left the warehouse. So we had to cancel that order, credit my Home Depot account, put a new order in, wait for the credit to come through on my card, and order it again. And then it turned up. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to put it over there. I think. No room over here. Hopefully most of you won't have to deal with a bumper car on bricks being in the way. So I'm thinking there. And I'm thinking those should bolt through the table, which is going to be fun. Doesn't say anything in the instructions about bolting it to a table. Let's see what we got in here. Several knobs and a handle. Well, at least batteries are included. Handle seems to go there. Various knobs seem to go in various locations. So nothing to secure it to the bench. Wait, I was right. There you go. Number 8, mounting drill press must be securely fastened through the mounting holes. With what? Heavy duty fasteners not included. Well, I guess we need to start there then. Luckily, I just happen to have some. They look about the right size. Where they're going to end up, I don't know. And last time I did this with that, I can't open the drawer properly, because the bolts get in the way. But what I have worked out here is if I get it exactly right, it will run down the side there and I'll still be able to close the drawer. That'd be nice. So it worked out these are 1/2 inch by 20, so let's go get some nuts. And they just happen to be exactly the right size, give or take. Just marking up where those holes are going to go. So there's a certain amount of assembly to be done before you actually mount it to the bench, which is kind of down here. But I'm going to test fit it at least to make sure that that line that I've marked with the tape is not interfering with the drawer, and I don't think it will, so that's good. Got the bolts but not the nuts, so back in a tick. We have nuts. So far so good. Changed my mind for the second hole. I'm going to use one of those instead of a nut and bolt. So I assumed because the actual mounting of this onto a bench was somewhat later in the instructions, page 12 to be precise, that you had to do all this first for a reason, and I thought that was probably because you needed to get to the underside to put some bolts in, but no. These holes are threaded, so we're good. I'm going to skip to figure 10, step 10, and then work backwards, or then start at number 1. Just doing these finger tight at the moment because it's a little bit difficult to tell from the diagram. I've kind of tipped it upside down where those teeth go, but I think they go there. Kind of looks like it. Difficult to tell, but I might need to move it round through 45 degrees. No, make that 90. Anyway, we'll see. Next up, big orange thing. So first up, loosening the set screw at the back here so that this collar moves up and down. So that we can move the collar up and down, and that falls out. So I guess that means we can put that anywhere we like. As in 4-2, remove the rack. There you go. If only I read ahead. We've slotted the rack into that piece, and we're now sliding that down the shaft. Should have taken the collar off first. Anyway, so that slips into that kind of bevel there. And then this boy has a bevel, which will slide down onto the top of that, and then I guess you tighten that up again. You can see this has a long end on the bar and a short end. Whilst the betting, I got it upside down. And if you know me by now, that's probably the wrong way around, and I'll have to take it all off again and flip it. So next up, the handle, nice and easy. The shaft that it goes onto has a flat edge and a grub screw, so make sure that the grub screws are lined up with a flat edge when you tighten it up. And then we got this boy, number 14, the table lock handle, and that screws in here at the back, I guess. So that clamps it in position once you've got it to the height you want it at. Stops the table shifting when you start applying pressure from a drill, I guess. Nice. Green shaft, by the way, is totally irrelevant. That is a broom handle. Yeah, there's the broom. Getting on to the exciting bit. Yeah, we're putting the drill on. Caution. Probably need some hazard tape. Got plenty of that. Of course, where I realised that it's going to take up the entire bench and I should probably put it somewhere else. We'll see. It's bloody heavy. By the way, I exaggerated, it's probably about 5 pounds or something. And before I started struggling with it, I noticed we've got a lot of motor at the rear end here. So yeah, we're looking at like 10 inches to be safe. Guess what? Yeah, got 8. Why does this always happen to me? So we're going to have to move that 2 inches inboard, which luckily, having found these screws, these major kind of screw bolts, I can do that and it still won't interfere with the draw, hopefully. I'll just have some random holes in the bench which are going to be covered up by this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll put this back and get on with that, and catch you later. Probably why they left mounting it to the bench to step 10, so that you know how much room you've got to leave, right? And so it goes on. Yeah, I managed to break that bolt. Wasn't even super tight. So there it is, sheared off, and as you can see, I've drilled a hole in it for a very good reason. For one of these. If you're not familiar with these, this is what they look like. It's a reverse thread, and therefore it'll pull it out as it tightens into the hole. Hence its conical nature, as opposed to comical nature. Well, you have to be gentle with them. And believe me, I was, but because of the soft nature of the screw in the first place, which is why it's sheared, so we're going to have to drill it out completely. Simpler solution, to drill 2 more holes. I know, this is painful. Welcome to my life. You tuned into how to, as opposed to not how to, fit a drill press. Ta-da! Finally! So it says you need 2 people, but you really don't. It's not that heavy. Anyway, next up, you've got to align it with the table, which I wasn't sure how I was going to do that, and then I found I got a tube. It's exactly the right length. How about that? Next up, knobs. We need 3. We've got 4. One's shorter. Next up, speed handle. We like speed. we have knobs. Next up, step 10. Way ahead of that game. Now the important bit, installing the chuck. We like the chuck. Oh no, wait. Not that chuck. This chuck. Apparently we've got to check this to make sure it's clean. Well, it's brand new, so it bloody well should be. So there it is, just pushed on by hand. Next up, a hammer, not included, nor is a block of wood. Alternatively, a rubber mallet. We like smacking things with a rubber mallet. Luckily we got one. Doesn't say anything about how hard you should smack it, erring on the side of caution, but it gives you a rough guide. So let's give it a tug, see if it comes off. No, that's pretty firm. Okay, guess we're good. Well, I guess we're ready to go, because presumably removing the chuck after you just install it would be stupid. That's just if you need to, which is just as well because I don't have a ball joint separator. It sounds painful. I don't think I want either my balls or my joints separated. Thank you. So the rest of it is just about operations, honestly. We can tilt the table if we want to. It's just a question of loosening up that bolt under there, swiveling it around. You've got all your degrees there. Beautiful. And then obviously retightening that nut. Over here pulls the table up and down, and that locks it into position when you're ready to drill. Probably should do this bit though, even though we did it with our tube to start with. Well, I haven't got a combination square. I'm a graphic designer, but I got one of these, so that's pretty damn square. I think we're ready to go. We covered the up and down bit, and the round and round a bit, and the whole tilting thing. I thought that was a poker thing. Anyway, I think we can all manage that on our own. Wait, what? Laser? Whee! Yeah, that would be stupid. Alright, let's look at the laser. So that's on the arse end in the backside as I've got it mounted. So there it is. That whole bit pulls out, and then you put the batteries in, those batteries that are included. Then you turn it on. How cool is that? Let's turn the lights off for full effect. Yay, we have laser precision. So what you're supposed to do is just make sure, having put a piece of whatever the hell down, that this lines up. So can you see what's happening there? Isn't that cool? And it meets the point. So we're all good. All that's left to do is turn it on. And drill something. Should probably clamp this in place, but I'm just holding it. Love it. Definitely worth the $200. So there it is, installed. It's a bit massive, actually, for a drill press, but it's a cool piece of kit for less than $200. A lot to learn about how to do stuff, adjusting, drilling, and blah blah blah, drilling wood, drilling metal, and there's a whole bunch of instructions on how to adjust stuff if it kind of goes out of kilter. So I'm hoping it won't, but there you go. How not to install, i.e. all the pitfalls, and why they put it in a specific order. How to install when it arrives drill press. If you thought the video was any good, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down here somewhere. There's plenty more interesting stuff going on this channel, honestly. I just thought this might be helpful. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.